Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grospel and welcome to the JesseAF show. Today is Saturday, March 30th, 2019, episode 48 of my daily podcast. Yeah, that's right, daily. That means every single day I'll be posting a new episode. So please check in tomorrow for my next episode. I'm on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So if you have any of those platforms, please consider subscribing. That way you get notifications for whenever I post a new episode. Today I'm going to be talking about thinking differently. And yeah, I know, think different. That's an Apple quote. But the truth is, I do think differently. And I like to believe that I do things a different way for a reason. And it's not just because I'm different from everyone else, because we're all different and we're all diverse. It's going against the grain. You know, I like going against the grain of society and different cultures and customs and all that stuff. And what I mean by that is, well, let's say I was working as a daycare person. Someone that worked at a daycare and took care of the kids. And I wanted to get a new job, right? And I needed to get a new job because I wanted to grow some more. I wanted maybe more money. Maybe I wanted to do different things. Maybe I want to just go further in my career. And what I would do is something that would be like one of the most complete opposite things you could do from daycare. I don't know. This is a tough one. Let me think. A mechanic. Okay. Completely different, out of the ballpark kind of thing. I'm that kind of guy. And the only reason why I'm that kind of guy is because I have the rest of my life ahead of me. I'm only 23 years old. I have so many different things I can explore in my life. And I don't have to settle down for just one job type. I'm a school bus driver now. I'm not planning on being a school bus driver my whole life. I'm not planning on driving buses my whole life. I'm not planning on driving commercially in general. The truth is, I don't know where my next job is going to be. I don't know when my next job is going to come. But the truth is, I'm interested in trying different things. Maybe my next job will be working at a liquor store somewhere. Who knows? It'll be completely different, and it'll be something for me to learn. And that's the point. I want to learn as much as I can learn. No matter what kind of environment it is, no matter where I'm going, I want to learn new things. And let's talk about jobs a little bit. So, before I was a school bus driver, I also worked at the Kingston Cyclery assembling bicycles. That was fun. I also worked at Michael's, and at Michael's I stocked shelves really, really early in the morning. Like 4 o'clock early in the morning. And that was a really tough job. But at the same time, I didn't really like the environment, and it just didn't work for me. So I left there, and I eventually came to Mulligan. Now I'm a school bus driver, which is awesome. I enjoy school bus driving. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome. The kids are great. It can get a little stressful at times, but that's just life. I don't know where I'm going to work next. But the point is, thinking differently. I want to think differently for my whole life. I enjoy doing things that people think of as maybe crazy or weird to do, like dropping out of college. That was different. Not everyone in my class dropped out. It's kind of looked at as a bad thing. Well, it basically is a bad thing, but the point is, I do things differently. I love photography, but on the other side of things, I can do anything else. I also like woodworking. And that's completely different from photography. I could see myself having a woodworking business someday. Possibly. I like creating things. That's what I do. And I think very differently about things. So when I'm designing something, maybe a desk, I could design the desk to look more like an interior of a car, like a supercar. The desktop or the monitor in front of me, almost like the windshield of my car. Maybe the seat would be like a car-styled seat so that I can recline, or I can move it up or back. I could even have a mirror on top so that I can see what's going on behind me. I think differently. I enjoy thinking outside the box. And the reason why I'm using Think Different as the title to this video is, or this podcast episode, is Apple. Apple is probably one of my most favorite companies in the world from the start, just because of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs founded Apple, he created Apple, and he really made Apple the company that it is today. And I really give him all that credit. Yeah, sure, Steve Wozniak did create the devices, or the computers in the beginning, but the point is, Steve Jobs was a great guy. About the same time he was a bad guy, depending on how you look at it. Sure, he was pretty rough with his employees. Sure, he was rough with his girlfriend before they had before they had their daughter, and all these different things. But the point is, Steve Jobs looked at the world differently. He looked at it like it was his ability or his choice to create whatever he wanted in this world, because this world was created by people that are no smarter than you and I. And Steve Jobs believed that. So when you look at the world like that, you can do anything. You can do anything with your life. Maybe tomorrow I might start making shoes. I don't know. But the point is you have to think about things differently. You have to think about things on different levels. I always love looking at everything on a different level, because that gives me a different viewpoint. That opens my spectrum of view, and I can see different things. I can see things differently. I think things differently. And that's the point to this whole podcast. I enjoy talking about myself, not because I'm cocky or because I'm full of myself. I don't make these episodes every single day just to talk about how amazing I am. I talk about these things because it feels good letting this stuff out. And it feels good talking to a camera. And this is just kind of something that I believe everyone's going to be doing eventually. And it's the same thing as having a Facebook page, posting pictures all the time, or an Instagram page, posting pictures all the time, talking about your life. Twitter, talking about your life every single day. What you had for breakfast, what you had for lunch, how you hate what the Jets did. Who knows? Whatever it is, the point is, it's your life. And I'm talking about my life because I'm thinking differently. A lot of people like keeping their life closed up because they feel like if everyone knows about their weaknesses, then everyone will take advantage of those weaknesses. But in my aspect, I believe that people won't have anything bad to say to me if I confront my weaknesses and I talk about them and I exploit them and say, look, I'm not that great at math. No one's going to laugh at me. And if they do laugh at me, whatever. I know it. The point is, you're not supposed to think like everyone else. And when you go through a school system that kind of treats you like you have to think like everyone else, like you have to know when the Revolutionary War was, or who discovered America, or who discovered America first, they're all just viewpoints. And the point is, you have to think differently. You have to think like yourself. And when you think like everybody else, that's when you lose. You have to be yourself, and you have to think differently. Think outside the box. Think like anything would be possible. And, you really have to. Because the only way for this world to keep going, to keep evolving, to keep growing, to keep exploring into new boundaries is by you. You. That's right. You're in control of that. I'm in control of that. Everybody's in control of that. It's us. It's everybody. We are in control of what happens next in this world. I think that we should all really take the world and say, what does need to be better? What does the world need? What can I offer the world? Maybe you don't want to offer anything to the world. Maybe you want to be by yourself for the rest of your life. That's fine. Think like yourself. Don't think like everyone else. Because when you think like everyone else, and maybe you go to college, and maybe you cannot afford college, and you go into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, meanwhile, everyone that is doing what they like doing, maybe someone likes doing mechanic work. Maybe they're going to go to a tech school and learn a trade. The point is, do what you want to do, not what everyone else is doing. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I know I did. And I hope you really enjoyed it. I just said that. Whatever. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. I'm repeating myself a lot. Think differently. You might just surprise yourself. You might just do something amazing.